Gary Freeman leads the 1993 New Zealand tourists onto Central Park. They've not beaten Wigan here since 1971. The Kiwis that day won by 24 points to 10. A glorious day has greeted the New Zealanders as they come to the home of the champions. Sun is streaming down. Conditions absolutely perfect for fast rugby league, and I'm sure that that is what we are going to get today. A game of great pace. It must be a day of mixed feelings for Dean Bell, the New Zealander who won 26 caps for his country and former Test skipper of New Zealand, leads Wigan, the champions, out for this important match. A match that John Dorahy, their coach, says he desperately wants to win. Let's just check the Wigan team out for you. The backs: Lydon, Robinson, Bell the captain, Connolly, Panapa, Botica and Edwards. 3 New Zealanders in the back division, and up front, well, Skerrett and Platter missing, of course, so it's Cowie, Hall, Gildart, Betts, Farrell and Clark. And on the bench, Paul Stevens, it'll be his debut if he gets on, Barry John Mather, Mick Cassidy and Martin Dermott. The Great Britain international not being risked by John Dorahy. He says he'll be away on international duty over the next 3 or 4 weeks, and he has given a vote of confidence to Martin Hall. The New Zealanders, confirmation of their lineup. 1 or 2 problems. Morvin Edwards had flu, so Daryl Halligan drops into the full-back berth. Hoppy swaps wings. Williams comes in at 5. Rapati and Taiwa in the centres. Namu and Freeman the halves. And the forwards: John Lomax, Dwayne Mann, Brent Stewart, Stephen Kearney, Robert Peaver coming in for the suspended Quentin Pongia, and Jason Mackey completing the lineup. The substitutes: Aaron Whittaker, David Lomax, Jason Donnelly and Jason Lowry. Shaun Edwards, his battle with Gary Freeman will be the key to victory here today, and he is the only survivor from the 1985 visit by the Kiwis here to Central Park. Gary Freeman, the captain. He scored a try here in defeat on the 1989 tour, and he's picked up 34 consecutive Test caps for his country since his debut against Australia in 1986. Great crowd inside Central Park for the visit of the tourists. And the match referee, Robin Whitfield from Widnes, will be no stranger to the New Zealanders. He was in charge of the series against Australia, 83 and 86, and France against New Zealand in 1989. Here they go then, with the haka, the New Zealanders being led by Stephen Kearney, their second row forward. He's the man who puts terror into the opposition. Well, last week when that happened, the Welsh went into a huddle and turned their backs. Wigan faced the New Zealanders for the haka head-to-head. Martin Hall has figured in 4 of the opening 6 matches in Wigan's defence of the championship, and he helped the Wigan reserve team to League and Cup double last season. His opposite number, Dwayne Mann. He was in the Warrington side, which last inflicted Wigan's home defeat. It was the 11-4 victory for Warrington in January. So we're at Central Park for match 3 of the Kiwi Tour. And Steve-O, the terrace is packed, the sun's streaming down, and the prospects of a wonderful game.
Yes, I think we'll see some wonderful football from both sides. Well, I think it's going to be pretty tough in the forwards. They've got a very good pack of 6, these New Zealanders, especially up front. Lomax man and Stewart.
Stewart, the man picking himself up. Dwayne Mann at dummy half. This is Kearney. And 4 Wigan players in there to bring him down just outside the 20-metre mark. It's back with Halligan, playing today at full-back. Kicks downfield. Underneath it, Jason Robinson, surely a man to be named in the Great Britain side tomorrow by Malcolm Reilly, but that looked high to me.
Oh, definitely high there from Brent Stewart, the prop forward. Robinson would have felt that one.
Robin Whitfield, the match referee, allowing play to continue. This is Edwards. He finds Dennis Betts. Betts tries to run through Gary Freeman. Such an important match this, Mike, bearing in mind that Wembley looms next Saturday. Wigan can do everyone a favour in these shores if they put New Zealand to the sword today.
Certainly could, and New Zealand, they realise that they've got to get it all right today. What a great lift for them to go to Wembley if they could win here at Central Park. No mean task.
Edwards hoists the midfield bomb. It goes across field. That was a good take. Underneath it was Sean Hoppy, and Connolly snared him in.
Good position there by the winger. You could see that he'd pulled right away from the touchline, anticipating the kick. That's good stuff.
Ripati pulled down by Connolly, who's working very hard at the marker position in the play of the ball. This is Brent Stewart. He was at Halifax on Friday night watching his former teammates beat Salford. It's the last tackle for New Zealand. Ball with Mann, now with Halligan again. And Halligan drops one over the top to his opposite number, Joe Lydon, who picks it up rather dangerously one-handed, but gets away with it. And then Taiwo, the man who wheels him in.
Better kick there from Halligan. Got plenty of length on that boot.
Panapa, one of the 3 New Zealanders in this Wigan side. It must be difficult for them, Mike, to motivate themselves against the tourists.
Oh, they forget about all the loyalties when the whistle goes.
Lovely run from Connolly, but Halligan took him out and what's more, tackled him and then pushed him over the line. It's a great defensive tackle by Halligan.
Oh, lovely ball and all tackle there. But nice run from Connolly. He really is in fine form, isn't he? You can see the in and out there. Really set up Hoppy. Went right round him on the outside.
It was, of course, New Zealanders' head and feed at the scrum. That's why they're in possession. And this now is Halligan, who's joined the line. Good tackling by Bell. Williams, the winger. Stopped by Gildart. Mann to Freeman. Good ball. That's even better. This is Ripati. He has Hoppy with him outside. Good tackle coming in, though, from Panapa. They get on with it quickly, the Kiwis. Here's Dwayne Mann.
That was excellent play there by Freeman. The long ball out wide to Taiwo.
This is the last tackle, and Freeman hoists the bomb. There's a tester for Lydon. He's surrounded by the Kiwis. It bounces back up the post eventually, and it was a good job that Philip Clark was there. Now Robinson.
Well, was he interfered with there, but Phil Clark had to be Johnny on the spot. The big second rower, Steve Kearney, was there.
So close for the Kiwis. Wigan then will try and run the ball away from the danger zone. Dennis Betts halted by Stewart. Now it's Martin Hall. Short ball finds Gildart. Connolly, the dummy half to Edwards. Edwards will try to ease the pressure a bit on the Wigan line. That's a good kick. It has meant that Halligan has had to retreat to within 5 metres of his own line. And he went shoulder to shoulder with Connolly. 2 men, of course, who know quite a bit about each other after a summer in the Winfield Cup. Halligan for North Sydney, Connolly for Canterbury Bankstown. Edwards standing up to that challenge well. We've had 5 minutes. We await the first points on the board here at Central Park. Freeman in possession. That's Jason Mackey tackled by Dean Bell. Dwayne Mann. That's the ball in field to Kearney. Stewart is there waiting, but Wigan have got him all wrapped up. That's the 5th. It's now with Freeman. And Robin Whitfield says play on, because the man who was leading the chase was onside.
Well taken there by Lydon. You could see them charging down upon him. Some pretty tough tackling going on there.
This is Andrew Farrell. Gets away from the prop forward Lomax, who was the man who led that charge downfield, I think. Edwards dropped on halfway. Gildart is the runner.
Both sides quite content using the big forwards, just getting the feel of the game. A lot of tension out there.
Now with Lydon, that's a good high kick into the sunshine. Halligan spills it, and the ball runs behind his own dead in goal line. That'll be a drop out under the sticks.
Well, he did the right thing, did Halligan. He turned his back against the sun so he could reach for the ball, but then it just floated away from him. Bad mistake.
Halligan's drop goal, incidentally, was crucial in the Test win against Great Britain in 1992. That was him with the dropout. Robinson picks it up. There's plenty of space ahead of Robinson. Almost through the gap. Dwayne Mann, and it was Kearney who finished him off. Botica to Betts.
Quite a few players on the Wigan side looking for big games, force their way into that first test.
Here's one of them, Edwards. Here's another, Philip Clark. And that looked a touch high from Kearney. The referee says that the tackle was legal. It's play on with Edwards. Edwards running across the face.
Oh, you can see the experience there of Freeman. He was not going to be sucked in by the dummy from Edwards. Stood his ground well then.
Lydon just chips one over the top, looking for Panaper. Was looking for New Zealand, that Hoppy was there.
Nearly made a meal of it, didn't he, Hoppy? Just got it on the second bounce. Panaper was right down his throat.
It's certainly the kicks, Mike, that have caused the Kiwis the most problems. That high one to Halligan a moment ago, and then Hoppy making a bit of a meal of it.
Well, that's what they've got to use. This New Zealand defence is very strong. They move up in one straight line. The little kick over the top always puts them under confusion.
The New Zealanders in possession. That was a lovely dummy from Freeman. Oh, but well tackled by Botica, chasing back. Botica doing just enough to slow this attack down as the Wigan defence marshals itself. Namu with the kick downfield.
Nice kick by the number 6, Namu. He had a very quiet game against Wales last Sunday. He'll be looking towards a big game and expecting a lot from this youngster.
Dean Bell, former New Zealand Test captain, now the captain of Wigan, and has declined Howie Tamity's invitation to join the party at Wembley next Saturday. Gildart with the run. Wigan in possession. Apart from 1939, when the Kiwi tour came to an abrupt halt, and an early halt because of the war, Wigan have missed out only once on a visit from the Kiwi tourists, that in 1980 when they were in the second division. 13 long years ago. Halligan picks up for the New Zealanders. In 10 matches, Wigan have won 6, the New Zealanders 4. This is the 11th meeting of New Zealand and Wigan. Freeman. Namu, quick hands, good play. That was Taiwa. Taiwa gets the ball out to the winger, Jason Williams. Freeman thought there was a penalty coming from the referee then. Referee said play on. The prop forward Lomax takes it up.
Certainly no love lost between the two sides. But the New Zealanders are finding a few gaps in this Wigan defence. It's not a straight line as it should be.
That's the last tackle, a drop goal attempt here from Halligan. And Halligan has hit it straight and true and has given the Kiwis the lead.
What a superb kicker of a football. Daryl Halligan right over the black dot from way out.
So it's 1-0, and Halligan again with the drop goal. Just remember, he scored the crucial 1 point in the win over Great Britain in 1992. the first test that we brought to you on Sky Sports.
Really was a huge kick. Such an advantage to...
Gary Freeman, by the way, Steve-O, just changing the footwear. Obviously not happy with what he was wearing as he came out, and has now changed. Longer studs, perhaps.
Well, we saw in the Friday game, there's quite a few of the Halifax players slipping and sliding. It's so important. They come out for a warm-up before this game, of course. They should be able to tell by doing that, rather than have to do it halfway through the game.
Williams with the run. Of course, if the 5 Wiganers are after places at Wembley, every one of these Kiwis is after a place in the tests, and they would all love to play at Wembley. That's Robert Peaver, the man who's come in for the suspended Quentin Pongia, who made such an impression in Swansea. Pongia will be available for Wembley. Lomax is the prop forward. Dwayne Mann, the acting halfback. Gary Freeman just drops the ball over the top. Freeman aiming it towards the touchline. Lydon had to be there, had to be quick, because Hoppy had closed in on him.
Excellent little chip over the top there, putting a lot of pressure on Lydon. Hoppy was really racing down.
Gary Freeman, who caused a bit of a stir down under by signing up for Penrith in the 1994 season, has hardly played really for Easts this year. And so we were talking to him, weren't we, after the match in Swansea, Steve-O, and he said he was anxious to play in just about every match on this tour, get a bit of air back into those lungs.
Well, it's been a long time. He's been away from a football paddock for about 8 or 9 weeks. And he really wanted to get back into the swing of things. He'll enjoy today's game, I'm sure.
It's the last tackle for Wigan. They're restricted to their own half, and they have to kick downfield. Halligan this time, as the sun went behind a cloud for a moment, was able to pick that ball up. But it's a brisk opening to this match, isn't it? So different from last Sunday in the opening match of the tour. You feel that the pace of the Kiwis has been lifted over the past 7 days.
Well, they're playing a rather surprising role. They're moving the ball out wide. I would have thought that they would use the prop forwards a little bit more down the middle, but good play by the Kiwis. They're trying to keep it out wide and keep it alive.
So important, the test series that's coming up, not only for the game in this country, but obviously for New Zealand Rugby League, with the Auckland Warriors due in to the Winfield Cup down there in 1995. It's the last tackle. This is Namu. Rubber kick all along the ground, aiming it for the corner. It's a good kick too. 1 or 2 lone voices in this crowd, Steve-O, the Kiwi supporters applauding that kick.
Nice little kick there from the youngster Namu, the Manly player. As I mentioned earlier, the New Zealand is expecting a lot from this youngster. He'll be looking for a big game. Whether the coach, Howie Tamati, will take the gamble of putting the youngster in at Wembley, we'll have to wait and see. But he needs a big one today.
Well, Tia Rapati is injured for St Helens. He's definitely out. So it could be that Namu, number 6 there in the tackling with Jason Mackey, might get the nod. But they're harassing Wigan, aren't they? Although on that occasion, Robin Whitfield blew the whistle.
A little bit complacent there. The ball was going in for Joe Lydon coming through. Tried to pick it up on the half volley, did Connolly. They just need to just step up a gear, I feel, Wigan.
6 for me, lad. 6. Gino.
Robin Whitfield is happy that the scrum has set, and Freeman feeds and gets the ball out. It's now with Rapati to Freeman. Oh, and he tried to find Taiwa, and Dean Bell read it perfectly.
Experience of the Wigan skipper there, moving into the line, knowing that the run around was going to be on, but expecting the long ball, and that's what Freeman's good at. This is it. Bell says thank you very much indeed.
Dean Bell, the Wigan captain, reading the script perfectly then. Here's Edwards. Lydon. Namu closed one option down. Lydon got away from him. Hit it downfield. First bounce, it's Halligan. Now Hoppy.
Wigan's just not getting this kicking game and chase into action yet. That was a poor kick from Lydon, though it was under a lot of pressure. Oh, great tackle there from Clark. That'll lift the side.
Eva Rapati certainly felt the full weight there. This is Brent Stewart. And Clark again taking him downstairs. Farrell and Cowie upstairs. Dwayne Mann. Lomax. 1-0, the Kiwis lead. Freeman in possession for them. Now it's with Stephen Kearney. Trying to get that ball away, but Cowie and Gildart, the two Wigan props, all over him. The last tackle. The match being played right in the centre of this Central Park field, and Kearney, as he got to his feet to play the ball, dropped it.
Trying to kid the referee there. There you can see he just lost control of it. Robin Whitfield having none of that.
It was on the last tackle, so it's a turnover immediately. Wigan in possession with Hall. He finds Dennis Betts, who's the runner. Releases the pass. Botica, now Edwards. Edwards jinking inside, but Namu all over him and forcing the error from Edwards. And immediately the error coming from New Zealand, but referee says the ball went backwards. Kearney can play on. And they can again now here with Taiwa. The ball again going backwards.
Good play by Steve Kearney. Second rower trying to keep that ball alive.
Lomax. It's a different game completely to the one we saw at the Vetch Field, this. Hoppy trying to get round Connolly.
Get away, come on!
Nothing to choose between these two at the moment. The New Zealanders leading 1-0. That's a great tackle by Panapa on Brent Stewart. Here's Freeman, now Namu. Rapati's there, but Namu elects to kick instead. Robinson read it well. And Robinson now will try and run away from Namu, and does. Two of the game's outstanding youngsters from North and South Hemispheres.
Great play by Jason Robinson. He dropped back, anticipated the kick. He really is dynamite when he gets into top gear.
He's got to be in the test for Wembley, hasn't he?
Well, I'm hoping so. Those open spaces at Wembley will suit him. Such an explosive player, Robinson.
Hall to Edwards. Here's another explosive player. That's great play from Sean Edwards. He has Gildart in support, but it's a prop forward's legs who were on the end of that pass, and Gildart just didn't have the pace to get away. That's good play to play the ball from Freeman, though. And it's 6 to go. Farrell's picked it up. The ball's gone to nowhere, but Connolly gets it. Great ball from Connolly to Betts. Edwards is there. That's a wonderful try. Connolly, Betts and Edwards, the cream of British Rugby League. They've given Wigan the advantage here. Will they do the same at Wembley next Saturday? We all hope so.
Super try. It was Freeman that tried to get the ball. It kicked through it, he played the ball. They thought the pressure was off. The big second rower, Farrell, kept this ball alive. It wasn't the best pass, but Connolly, who's in super form, it really is giving Hoppy a nightmare. Jinking back inside, beautiful play, and this is how to run onto the football. Betts inside to the man who started it all with a break early. Sean Edwards, one of the great support players in the world, but Connolly really is turning Sean Hoppy inside out. Look at the thinking here, and that's how to come steaming onto a football. Betts realises, he knows that that man is in support nearly every time there's a clean break. That is a great try.
And now Frano Botica has the chance from right in front to turn Edwards' 4 into 6. And Botica, another possible New Zealand international at Wembley next Saturday, does exactly that. 6-1 Wigan.
Keeping the ball. Now, this is a bad pass from Farrell, but look how important the in and out from Connolly. That is super play back inside, and you can see how the defence has failed to get into a straight line. There's an enormous gap there for Betts, and the support play, as per normal at Wigan, the man, Sean Edwards. Super stuff.
So midway through this first half, and Wigan ahead 6-1 after the Halligan drop goal. And Sean Edwards trying each of the last 3 home games now for Wigan, and every one of them on Sky Sports. I think he enjoys it when we're in town, Steve-O.
Well, he loves to be in the centre stage, doesn't he? He's that sort of player. But that was a great break. A jinking run that put them into that position. I thought they got away with it when Freeman hacked at the ball at the play the ball. So that really was great play, wasn't it?
So Wigan ahead 6-1 in possession with Martin Hall. Now with Neil Cowie. One of the Wigan superstars is Martin Offiah, of course, also missing today. But I've no doubt he's enjoying this match. He's talking pitch side with Mark Wallace.
Martin, that's just the sort of start Wigan were looking for.
Yeah, very much so. I think defences are on top at the beginning. Everyone feeling each other out. I think hopefully that score, will help settle Wigan down.
It looks as if it's going to be as tight as Ben and Eubank was last night.
Yeah, it was a pretty tight fight. Some people say that was a bit of a fix, though.
And now, hey, you've been keeping yourself busy. You've just had a book come out.
Yeah, I've just had a biography brought out, written by David Lawrence. Yeah, it's been out for about a month now.
Great run from Sean Hoppy while we're listening to Martin Offiah.
Did he drop it? That's what the crowd are crying out for.
Did Edwards catch him high earlier on? Referee giving both benefit of the doubt.
Well, Robin Whitfield there trying to keep the play there, but it was knocked out by Cowie. But what a great tackle.
This is Peever. That's a good tackle from Dean Bell. Dwayne Mann, the little signal. Lomax. Mackie in support, finds Freeman. Good play this. That's Taiwa. He couldn't get it away, and great scrambling defence from Wigan. Last tackle there, so close with Freeman. Ball then to Halligan. He dabs it forward, but a comparatively shallow in-goal area compared to what he's used to in Sydney, and it runs dead.
The idea was there, but far too strong. They'll still feel pretty confident. New Zealand have made quite a few breaks. That try that Wigan scored, that really was the first clean break that the side have had. It's been a strong defensive effort from both sides, especially the New Zealanders.
Well, New Zealand seeing more of the football in the opening 22 minutes, but Wigan have turned their possession into good advantage at the moment, leading by 6 points to 1. And in possession again here with Cowie. And Freeman stood toe-to-toe with the big man and brought him down. Now it's with Lydon. Lydon uses the height, floats it into the sunshine, but unfortunately just a touch too strong.
Doing the right thing though, Joe Lydon, giving it a lot of height. The sun streaming down into the New Zealand faces. It's always difficult to try to take especially a white ball that's in there with the sun directly in you.
Dwayne Mann in possession for New Zealand. Just to re-emphasise that point about him, he was in the last side, Warrington, that won here at Central Park. That was last January. So this really is Fortress Central Park. That's a great run from Lomax. There's Dwayne Mann in support. Now it's with Freeman. Namu is there. Connolly picked him out well.
Super attack and super defence.
Mackie, and they're moving the ball wide through Rapati and Taiwa, but that's the last tackle. Mackie in a dummy half. Here's Freeman again. Freeman turns the ball inside. I think Wigan were expecting to come left. He went right, but it doesn't matter. Enough ball's been lost. A knock on by Andrew Farrell.
Well, I thought Freeman's arms came underneath. He should have let him pick it up. Was hovering over the top, and bang with both arms, and I think it knocks it out. Look at this from Lomax. Get out of the way, Sean. He's looking for a big game. He wants to play at Wembley. He's a tough fella as well. Only a short guy, Lomax, but plays with a lot of grit and determination.
And a smile on his face too, which is nice to see. This is Namu. Now it's the centres, Rapati and Taiwa, trying to prize an opening from this Wigan defence. Mann is there. It's with Kearney. Kearney halted by Farrell, but they're so close with Dwayne Mann. Williams has gone into dummy half. He has Namu there, and that's a great ball and all tackled by Edwards. the ball came out and Wigan had it back.
Experience there, Edwards coming through, waiting at the split moment that Namu was receiving that football, and crunch. Express train.
Gildart tries to get through Lomax, but this match has got plenty of bite about it, hasn't it? It's quite a contest. We have a quarter of an hour left of this first half. Such an important match for the New Zealanders, not least because of Wembley, but also because Howie Tamati had 12 months here, their coach, as a Wigan player, and he went to Wembley with them in 1984, losing to Widnes that day. A Widnes side that included Joe Lydon, who's just dropped that ball down the throat of Daryl Halligan. Halligan was facing his own posts, dropped it and got away with it. Here's Hoppy trying to get away from Panapa.
Well, not the best position, is he, Halligan? That's the second time that he's made a meal of it.
This is a lovely run, though, from Williams. He's got some pace, and Lydon brings him down and completes the tackle standing up.
Oh, it's got to be a penalty. They were stood either side of him. Look at that.
The New Zealanders still in possession with Lomax. Strong run. He's found Namu. Lomax has got one in there for Namu. What a great try that was. Gene Namu, the young 19-year-old, signed as a teenager for Manly, and what a fine try from New Zealand.
Oh, it warms the cockle of your heart, this. Beautiful pass from Lomax. Bump, hits the man down, draws it. That is superb play. Top quality prop forward play. There's support there from the youngster Namu. Ball out wide. Now you can see the Wigan defence, they hang back. They don't move forward. Come and get me, he says. And he's far too strong. You can't miss tackles like that. This is the result. Super play. And the Kiwis surely will take the lead with the kick to come right in front.
Namu with the try, but it was created by the run from John Lomax, the Canberra Raiders prop forward. He was on the bench for all three against Australia in the summer, was Lomax. I rather fancy that he is clinching a place for Wembley with this display here. He's been all over the park. Tremendous display in this first half from Lomax, but now Halligan from bang in front. And surely that total will be 9, and it is. 6-7, the New Zealanders lead.
When it's man and man, you've got to make sure. Look at the gap, and look how this man went through. Super play. Great support from the youngster. But it really is great to see prop forwards do that. Use the shoulder. You've got to make sure of the tackle, but as soon as he made the break, the neat little pass inside, he'll be pleased with that, and rightly so.
He's having a big game here at Central Park, is Lomax, former Kiwi Colt and New Zealand Maori, and he has given the tourists the lead here again, 7-6. It's Halligan's one-pointer that again divides these two sides. Lydon's kick-off goes out on the full. It's the advertising hoardings around this Central Park ground.
Well, Lydon can't believe it. He cannot believe that his kick was so strong. The years and years of experience of kicking the football at Central Park, he just looked so stunned.
And of course it's Halligan who is the man who can kick goals from anywhere, but the penalty on halfway, he's decided instead to find touch. And that, by the way, Steve-O, is the first penalty of this match, and we've been in progress 29 minutes. It's been fast and furious, and the penalty not coming for foul play.
Well, it's not called the unofficial fourth test for nothing. Both these sides eager to show up the week before the test.
Peaver, surrounded by three. Edwards and the two props, Cowie and Gildart. Dwayne Mann at dummy half. Freeman is there. Try scorer Namu too, but Freeman sells the dummy, brings Kearney into it, and suddenly the Kiwis are hitting a purple patch. 10 to go. They're ahead by a point. In possession with Namu, the try scorer. That's Pever, and Pever drops it.
Great tackle though from Cowie. It had to be. Cowie going low, driving in with the left shoulder. Super stuff.
Cut on the right eye for his pains for Neil Cowie. And there's the second penalty, and I think Pever has been adjudged to have been holding down in the tackle.
Well, a few of them has gone away and penalised, but there you can see Pever trying to take the head off Botica, not allowing him any chance to play the ball.
Here comes Cowie.
A lot of niggling going out there, Eddie. Quite a few of the players just doing silly little things.
Here's Gildart. Yes, it's a match of such importance for both teams. John Dorahy, the Wigan coach, I know, desperate to win as he tries to emulate everything that John Money did 12 months ago. The one thing that Money didn't have to face, of course, was a visit from a touring side, and he'd see this as a real feather in his cap if Wigan can win this one.
Connolly putting the boot to the ball, realising that defence very difficult to get through. They're finding it increasingly difficult, this Wigan side. I'm afraid they're going to have to get to a point where they've got to stand a lot deeper, give themselves plenty of room. Oh, and there's prop forward Cowie having to go at Freeman, getting too close to the pack.
Dwayne Mann at dummy half. That's good tackling by the two prop forwards, Gildart and Cowie. Hauling Jason Mackey back. Now Freeman. Like a hornet, isn't he, Gary Freeman? He's buzzing everywhere.
Wigan realise he's the man that orchestrates everything, especially in attack. If they can shut him down, they realise they've got to be in with a better chance of winning this game.
Halligan with the kick downfield. Robinson collects it first bounce. Good run from Robinson. He has Edwards there, but Dwayne Mann was right behind him, and Robinson, I think, fell as he got rid of that ball. Robin Whitfield turning the blind eye. The crowd picked it up, though. Now it's with Panapa, and the touch judge on the far side has got the flag up, and he's on, but he's a bit late.
Well, he's obviously allowing play on there, trying to give the advantage. But when Robinson came through, passed the ball back inside, he was shoulder charged. I think it was Halligan, the full-back, being brought forward now to Robin Whitfield, the referee. I don't think there was anything malicious there, but it was late. Just run into each other. It wasn't a swinging arm or anything of that. Then you can see Robinson made the full meal of it. But the one thing that this New Zealand side must do is they must stop kicking to the wing of Jason Robinson. That's the second time that he's been very hard to put down. He went skipping past 4 or 5 would-be tacklers. With talent like that, you keep the football well away from them.
So Botica, as a result of the penalty award, has the chance to restore Wigan's advantage this time, but again, if he kicks it, it'll only be 1 point. Botica and Halligan, of course, in the front line of the battle for the kicking duties at Wembley. And that's the distance that Botica has. And this could be such an important kick if it goes over, not only for the team, but for Botica's chances personally. No, he misses, and so play on. The ball didn't go dead.
That really was well taken by the centre, Taiwo. Reached up, plucked the ball right out of the air. Unusual to see a kick from Frano Botica not be forced dead in goal.
With less than 5 to go, New Zealanders just ahead by the 1 point. Nothing to choose between these two sides so far today. And the indications, Steve-O, with Wembley in mind 6 days away, is that the Kiwis are getting stronger and fitter as this tour progresses, and they've only been here a week.
Yeah, it takes a while to sort of get into some semblance of team spirit and coordination. But as you mentioned, Eddie, they are very confident indeed. They do have the experience, especially that man there that kicked the ball downfield, Dwayne Mann. It really is building up to a belter of a test series. And I think belter might be the operative word.
Botica to Bell. Here's Gildart. Now Martin Hall, Edwards. Botica again. Chips through and over the top, there's Botica, but Halligan's there.
Nice play from Frano Botica, realising that the Kiwis did not have a sweeper. It's a way to break down this strong defence. Just a little chip over the top. Makes the defence think twice about moving up quickly.
Lomax was met head-on then by Hall and Farrell. Here's Brent Stewart through the tackle. Support there from Mann. A good job that Connolly was funneling back for Wigan. Mackie, man of the match against the Welsh at Swansea last week. Freeman has directed all the troops to under the sticks, because here comes the kick. Went out wide. Robinson was the man, though, who read the script perfectly, shrugged away the challenge. What a run again from Robinson.
Well, they just won't learn, will they? Keep it out of the way. That was excellent play from Robinson. He really has come on a ton in the last 12 months. Super player.
Clark shoulder to shoulder with Kearney. Panapa to Edwards. Farrell.
Still finding it very difficult, this Wigan side, to break down that defence.
And New Zealand have suddenly taken over the possession statistic in a big way. But here come Wigan. The ball is clipped forward by Edwards. It's going to hang up. Williams is there. And he dropped the ball. Knock on behind his own try line. Drop out under the posts.
Super kick from Edwards, all about pressure and crunch time. Betts and Robinson. Oh. Williams saying, where did they come from? Take a breather. Bad mistake just before the half-time break. The pressure's on. Surely they won't kick it down the throat of this fella. This is on the replay. And crunch time. Just a little one, but they all count.
The referee then held the clock up. We're in the last minute of normal time, plus the stoppages, because one or two Kiwis needed some liquid on board. And Dean Bell runs the football straight back at them. Halted by Gary Freeman. Hall to Philip Clark. What would Wigan give for a try here on half-time? They've done it so often, haven't they, at Central Park? Edwards trying to conjure one up. Jason Lomax, the man who just ankle-tapped him as he went through. Botica now to Betts. Betts taking it on his own. Good tackling. Namu and Mackie. Hall from dummy half. Short ball to Cowie. Cowie's over! Another one right on the stroke of half-time for Wigan. How often do they do this? Neil Cowie, the 1992 British Lion, his first try of the season.
Excellent play from the hooker, Martin Hall. The call on the blind side from Cowie, like an express train. The power is there. Beautiful play by Hall. He realised who was coming steaming onto that pass. Was a big prop forward. Look at the determination. Wigan specialists at making the defence pay if they don't move up quickly on the blind side. Quick play of the ball there from Betts. That was a lovely little late pass from the hooker, and what a good try indeed.
Neil Cowie using all his strength. Of course, Cowie, one of the prop forwards in this country, omitted by Malcolm Reilly from the British squad, and giving Malcolm a big nudge here today that he is very much on the scene, Neil Cowie. Remember, he only has Carl Harrison in his forward pack as a recognised prop forward. But we're deep in stoppage time here as Botica lines up this conversion attempt. And this time he's found the mark. And Botica can kick goals from everywhere, and Wigan have a half-time lead of 12 points to 7. The Kiwis trudging off, almost disconsolate that they have conceded that try. Shaun Edwards, of course, with the first after 18 minutes, but they were hit for the sucker punch by Neil Cowie. And they probably can't believe that they are trailing by 12 points to 7. So that try right on half-time by Neil Cowie. The difference between these two sides now and the Botica goal, as Wigan turned a 1-point deficit at half-time into a 5-point advantage. But what an excellent match it has been here in the sunshine at Central Park. The statistics from the first half show that Wigan had to make 8 more tackles than New Zealand. Scrums going New Zealand's way 4-2. There were only 3 penalties. Wigan got 2 of them. And the possession statistic was in favour of the Kiwis. New Zealand aiming to win a test series against Great Britain in this country for the first time since 1971, beginning next Saturday. Complete their warm-up in the next 40 minutes. For 5 Wiganers and for every member of this Kiwi side, Steve-O, an important, probably the most important 40 minutes of the season is on its way.
That's why I think we'll see a real lift up this second half. That was a swinging arm by the youngster Namu. Crowd didn't like it. Don't think Leiden had taken too kindly to it either. Swinging arm, Law, there it is.
Cowie in possession for Wigan. Wigan with such an impressive record here at Central Park, and they've scored 166 points this season already before today in 6 matches, conceding only 81. That's the size of the task facing the Kiwis. But what a place to try and warm up for Wembley, because despite the fact that the New Zealanders have a match against Castleford in midweek, this surely will be the basis of Howie Tamate's test side that we're watching on Sky this evening. Ivor Rapati, desperate for a place in that New Zealand team. 30 tries for the Sheffield Eagles in 1992. He was their second division player of the year. And this is his centre colleague, Fetu Tiwa, and Mann, who finds Freeman, and Freeman deposits the ball into the corner. He won't want it to run out, and it won't. Leiden will have to bring the ball back, and will have to get round Freeman, and can't do so. He's such an inspiration, the little scrum half for New Zealand.
That was a great kick and chase there by New Zealand. That'll really lift their spirits. The sun's still streaming into the faces of the Wigan players, so expect the kick to be playing an important part in the second half.
This is Dennis Betts. Good run from Betts. He just brushed Namu aside, but couldn't get away from Lomax, who is rubber stamping his position prop forward, the number 8, in the tackling again there. Last one for Wigan. They're still 10 metres inside their own half, with Edwards, who'll drift the ball over the top. But Hoppy is there to collect it for New Zealand.
Pretty cat and mouse stuff now. Wigan also electing to use that long kick, hoping for that mistake. So often can be like a game of chess, rugby league.
Stewart releases the pass to Mann. It's 1971 also since New Zealand beat Wigan on tour. Roy Christian's Kiwis winning by 24 points to 10. But Sean Edwards is in possession now for Wigan, and he brings Connolly into it. And Connolly steps round Freeman, but can't get away from Stewart or Kearney. Farrell, the dummy half, to Edwards. He finds Dennis Betts. Freeman hangs on to his waist. Now Panapa, the dummy half. To Edwards. And Botica. Botica going nowhere in particular until he finds Farrell. Farrell stopped by Lomax and Kearney. It's now with Clark, running straight, Clark, and being dumped to the ground. Now this is Edwards. Short ball from Edwards. They keep the movement going. This is a great run from Lydon. He almost got the ball down, and somehow the New Zealanders kept him out. Last tackle, Hall to Edwards. Gildart is there. Gildart for the line. Releases the pass, and Martin Hall is in. Well, John Doherty took the gamble and left Martin Dermott, the international hooker, on the bench, and Martin Hall's come up trumps with him for his first try of the season.
Great play by Gildart. Edwards trying to keep the ball alive. Now Gildart was stood there taking the ball, but look at the strength there. He twists in the tackle and skips the ball away. There's 4 tacklers round Gildart. The gap is open. Good play by the hooker, Martin Hall. Look at the strength from Gildart. Now Edwards gets this ball away. Now he stood still, but look at the leg pump there. He spins round. There's 4 players there. The gap is out wide. Beautiful play by Martin Hall. He'll be happy with that, and rightly so.
Helped the Wigan reserves to that League and Cup double last season in the Alliance. Former England schoolboy international. And he has figured in 4 of the opening 6 big league matches for Wigan. And was given a huge vote of confidence by John Doherty when he named him in his starting lineup today ahead of Martin Dermott. So Frano Botica now to increase that Wigan lead. And he kicks another, does Botica the boot. It's 18-7, the champions suddenly are in the driving seat.
The importance of turning in the tackle when you've got 4 men around you, it leaves that open gap. Try time, pops it out there, there is no one at home. Good support play, but excellent play by the prop forward, Ian Gildart.
So 18-7 it is, and 4 minutes into the second half. So New Zealand have been hit either side of half-time by 2 tries for Wigan, which has turned the game decisively in their direction. Let's see what's being said at half-time. And there have been a couple of substitutions as well. So let's catch up with all the news and Mark Wallace.
It's like a train station down here, people going on and off. Jason Donnelly, number 16 for New Zealand, has gone on and come off as Daryl Halligan, the fullback. He's taken a knock to his hip, and he's also got a bit of ice on his shoulder. He's not looking too good. Number 15, David Lomax, he's gone on. And Robert Peaver, the man of the match against Bradford, he has come off. And Wigan have made a change as well. Number 15, Barry John Mather, has gone on. And Neil Cowie, the number 8, has come off.
So now we know all the changes that have been made by the 2 coaches. And that news on Daryl Halligan could be quite important, bearing in mind the test match, Steve-O. If he's got ice in the shoulder and a bit of a problem with the leg as well, Botica could well be grabbing with both hands here his chance to make it into the test side. There's Barry John Mather. And of course, we're international rules today. We will not see any of those players substituted come back on.
Yeah, it's so important, and I'm sure that there may be a little bit of sigh of relief from the New Zealand coach, Howie Tamati. As you mentioned, Frano Botica, excellent goal kicker. That is if there is a problem with Daryl Halligan. Obviously, Halligan would have got the nod, and still will if he's fit for Saturday. But he's not a bad replacement, is he? Frano Botica.
The last tackle for New Zealand, Dwayne Mann to Freeman. The New Zealanders working it across the face. Namu with the kick downfield. Doesn't find touch. Very rarely this season has a ball that's been kicked downfield find it touch even in the big league or in these international fixtures, such as the pace of modern day rugby league.
Yeah, but I have to question the fact that they're not using their brains, New Zealand. Once again, they're kicking the ball towards Jason Robinson. We've seen on so many occasions in this game, he's a difficult man to put down. Not once have they put the ball to Sam Panapa. I know who I'd be kicking to if I had a choice.
This is Andrew Farrell. Good run from Farrell. Good tackling, though, from David Lomax. Edwards, Clark. Clark looked to pass to Betts, went the other way and eventually found Edwards. Last one for Wigan. They're still in their own half. It's back with Lydon. They're not in their own half now.
That was a nice set of 6 there from Wigan. That was Wigan of old. We saw Sean Edwards taking control, first man having the back 3, the forwards running out wide.
Was that a knock-on by the substitute Donnelly? I think it was. And referee Robin Whitfield agrees.
Not the best thing for a substitute, just a little one, but Whitfield didn't miss it. Right in your own quarter. You really do pay a hefty price.
And the physio team of New Zealand, led by Peter Boyle, looking anxiously there at Brent Stewart, who's flat out. Meanwhile, play continues up the other end with Frano Botica for Wigan. Now Martin Hall, he finds Lydon. Lydon to Clark. Martin Hall, dummy half to Botica, to Edwards. The runner is Barry John Mather. And Mather, the leading scorer for Wigan. No fewer than 6 tries this season for the big 20-year-old forward. Botica to Betts. Betts gets the ball away, and it's been intercepted. This is a race now, and I don't think they're going to catch Sean Hoppy. And Hoppy has gone the length of the field, and he's gone in under the sticks. Mistake for Wigan, but it's a lesson for everybody. You don't toss the ball up when Hoppy's around. Hoppy left the Wigan defence trailing in his wake.
He did this in the first test against Australia. He loves to move up when the ball's pulled out wide there. He read it well. Dean Bell was on his own out wide. It really was a risky pass from Gary Connolly. And when this guy gets into open space, not many people will drag him back. Good try by Sean Hoppy. Very well. No chance that Panapa could get anywhere near him. He read it well. It was a big mistake there by Wigan. Loves to take the intercept. Done so many times for Canberra in Australia and, of course, for this country. And the Kiwis are back in this game.
Yes, this John Smith's tour match is not finished yet by any means. 18-11. And there's a change of kicker, of course, because Halligan is off, as Brent Stewart goes off as well for further treatment on the bench. The kicker is Gene Namu, and he's bang in front. He's taking his time. And this Namu, the 19-year-old, has kicked goals from all over the field as well, so the New Zealanders have unearthed another one, this time from the Manly reserve grade side. Well, he's taking an eternity over this. He's almost in slow motion, but he's found the mark. It's 18-13. That could give the New Zealanders a great deal of heart, Steve-O.
It's the lift that they were looking for. As you mentioned, they were hit very badly just before the half-time break and then soon after.
Martin Dermott, number 17, is coming on for Martin Hall. So it's a straight swap, hooker for hooker. But Martin Hall will be well pleased with his afternoon's work. And Jason Lowry has come on, number 17 for New Zealand, for the injured Brent Stewart, who is receiving treatment on the bench.
Yes, he's had a top game as a hooker, Martin Hall. There's Brent Stewart. Looks as though it's got the perhaps the cheekbone or the neck. Plenty of ice on there. So a few problems for the Kiwis, injury-wise.
Substitute is Jason Lowry, number 17. Remember, we won't see any more of these players who have gone off today. It is international rules, 4 subs, straight swaps. Here's one of the substitutes, David Lomax. Dwayne Mann drops the ball over the top and finds touch this time.
Time for Wigan to be put on the rack now. Lovely kick from Mann. Picked his spot to perfection. Well, it looked as though Wigan were going to start to take control and run away with this game, perhaps, but Sean Hoppy put them back on the road to perhaps success. And that intercept try.
Panapa trying to run through Namu, and Mackie was there, and so too was Rapati. Lydon to Bell. The Wigan crowd's just gone a little bit quiet. They know that Wigan suddenly, having had this game seemingly in their pocket, are suddenly under a bit of pressure here now. It will do the attendance at Wembley, though, no harm at all, this performance from the Kiwis, Steve-O. Everyone keeping their fingers crossed. It's going to be a glittering day in rugby league's history at Wembley next Saturday. Let's hope so. And this performance...
They had a talented side, don't worry, the Kiwis. A lot of people suspected that with so many youngsters they would perhaps be easy beats. Hasn't proved that way.
Of course, a full test preview for you on Boots and All with Steve-O and me on Thursday night. 7 o'clock the time on Thursday for Boots and All. Confirmation for you. Rugby League's own dedicated magazine programme. All the chat from around the country. Kearney's run, halted by Mather. Kiwis edging closer to those Wigan posts again now with Namu. The runner was Taiwa. Taiwa gets the ball out. Namu's in support. That's a good attack. Down the left-hand touchline by the Kiwis. We're in the last tackle now with Freeman to Rapati. Quick hands. He's found Williams. And that's good defence from Wigan.
They opted to keep the ball alive, the New Zealanders. Didn't pay off. Good defence from Wigan. Vital part now of the game for Wigan. They've got to just keep their composure. Not do anything silly. Drive in hard with the forwards and then use a kick downfield.
Robinson has drifted in field. Lomax. And Lomax. Jason, John and David. They were the tacklers then. Dennis Betts for Wigan. It's the last tackle for Wigan. Edwards is going to have to kick for ground here. Punches it towards the corner. Takes a bounce and comes back into play. Jason Williams will run this ball out again. Oh, lovely run from the stand-in fullback. He has a ton of support with him. He's taken Edwards on out wide. And Robinson, he's found Taiwa. And Robinson moved across to cover. And then Lydon came in late and finished off. That's a great run from Jason Williams.
Superb run from the winger. Really caught the defence napping. It was an excellent kick from Sean Edwards. It split the two defenders. But they just eased off, I'm afraid, did the chasers from Wigan.
Jason Donnelly picks himself up. Here come the Kiwis again with Namu. He finds David Lomax. Good run from Lomax. Good tackling from Dean Bell. It had to be. Freeman. Short ball to Lomax, the prop forward. And fifth tackle. The Kiwis again within 8 metres. Man to Freeman. Good ball. Great try. Fetu Taiwa. The Kiwis have snapped back here. It looked like the match was running away from them, but they are back with a bang.
Well, it all came about from that long run from Jason Williams, put them in the possession, and that is a beautiful pass by Freeman to the centre, Fetu Taiwa. Super stuff. Quick play the ball. It's so important. just hesitated enough, did the Wigan defence. Let's have a look at the run that put them in that position. Bad mistake there from Betts. He normally takes his man. There's an excellent kick from Edwards, but you've got to get your defence straight, and they didn't. In and out. Kept his cool, look at that. Passed at the right moment. Super stuff.
Taiwo then, the 1989 Kiwi. He was the youngster of that party. Canterbury's Player of the Year in New Zealand in 93. Signed for the Warriors in 95. And another player who is surely getting himself onto the team sheet for Wembley. So Gene Namu, the youngster, has kicked goals throughout 93 in the reserve grade in Australia for Manly. Being barracked by the crowd because he does take his time in setting these conversions and penalties up. But he won't be hurried. There's a very old head on the shoulders for a 19-year-old. And he's not so far away, but he's missed. But the gap again is 1 point, and this is quite a match now.
Superb holding the ball up, Freeman. You can see the two defenders, and look at that gap. In he goes. Super stuff. All a matter of holding the ball, holding it to perfection. The timing was correct. And the centre, Taiwo, in for a very, well, what a vital try that's going to be. 1 point in it.
And we're not yet midway through this first half. 18 Wigan, 17 New Zealand. What a boost it will be for the Kiwis if they sneak the win here. Perhaps Wigan just eased off the throttle a bit, Steve-o, when they went, what was it, 18-7 up not long ago?
Well, it's all a matter of just that making that mistake in defence, didn't it? It was a beautiful kick, as we mentioned, downfield. Wigan of old would not allow a team to get back into that position, and they did. Missed tackles. There's been quite a few, actually.
But let's credit this New Zealand outfit. They are formidable. We thought that before they arrived in these shores, and this today against the champions is confirmation. They have some great players, and here's one of them hopping. And Wigan have got it all on here now to stop the New Zealanders running away and winning this match. Freeman to Mackie. Mackie to Mann. Mann gets the ball out to Rapati. He hits it downfield, and that's going to run dead in goal.
Wasted kick there from Hoppy. Didn't have much chance to Rapati, sorry. That really was a wasted effort. But they are building in confidence, this Kiwi side. That intercept, pulled them back, and of course Taiwo's try really is a big boost for their confidence, especially for the first test at Wembley on Saturday. What they wouldn't give for a win here today.
Here's Mather. Bustling run from Mather, ran straight over the top of Gary Freeman. They couldn't get away from Mackie and Rapati. Good defensive effort from them. Mather appealing to the referee that he was being held down in the tackle. Connolly. Wigan still in their own half. Crosses halfway now with Dermott. He finds Dennis Betts. Last tackle for Wigan. Clark to Edwards. Edwards will hoist the bomb. They're all onside, these chasers. The ball's come back. There's a man prone, and it was Kearney, and it was Bottica, I think, who, as he ran past him, just pulled him back by the neck.
Never any doubt. There's the culprit, Bottica. The kick from Edwards, he chased through. There you can see him pulling Kearney back. Kearney milked it for all it was worth and got the penalty. Although he is receiving treatment. Just watch on your left-hand side there. Doesn't have anything to do or take any part in the play, was the second rower Kearney. Caught one for his troubles.
Interestingly enough, Steve-o, 62 minutes through this match, that's the first penalty that Wigan have conceded for foul play.
They don't give away many, do they? They usually are a very well-disciplined side.
Right, referee's happy that we're playing with the right match ball. Off we go again. Prop forward, John Lomax. Dwayne Mann invites the big Jason Lowry from Easts to run onto the ball. Now it's with another substitute, David Lomax. Low penalty count in this match, 2-2. Wigan have got 2, so have the New Zealanders. Freeman. He'll be well pleased with this.
You could see the defence there just holding back. Freeman just brought the ball back inside, and they just stood there. They were wondering what he was going to do with it.
It's the last tackle for the Kiwis, and the ball is with Freeman, who hoists one into the sunshine. One for Lydon to chase. He takes it well, but then is dumped by Lowry.
Under pressure, the experience of Lydon there telling. He was going to get that ball. No one else was going to try to get to it. And what a tackle there from Lowry.
This is Mather. 6 tries and leading scorer for Mather. What they would give for another one here today, and that possession statistic really belies the way this game has flowed in the second half. We're going to have seen a lot more of it, but my word, haven't New Zealand done well whenever they've had the ball in their possession?
Well, they've moved it quickly out wide, and they're forcing Wigan to play one-out football.
Last one for Wigan. It's with Lydon. Lydon into the corner. Bounces perfectly, though, for Jason Williams. Well, we tipped, didn't we, Mike, before this tour got underway and the party was announced from New Zealand, it would be a strong and formidable outfit that Howie Tamati would be able to call upon. And this is merely confirming the fact, and what a job Great Britain have got next Saturday.
It won't be easy, we all knew that, especially when they're bringing the British-based players. They showed against Australia earlier this year that they've got the class.
But Connolly is working hard round the marker position to play the ball. 2 great tackles there. Connolly perhaps on his way to Wembley too next week. This is Freeman, who finds Namu. Namu just hammers one into the corner. He's asked Rapati to chase it, and the ball just runs dead. Only just. Robinson took the gamble. It came off.
Yeah, it just rolled over, didn't it? But they're still on the rack. Wigan, they must keep their composure. It's vital that they keep hold of possession. Oh, swinging arm.
Namu was not happy with that from Farrell. Farrell dropped the ball as he went to play it, but he has got the penalty.
There you see the swinging arm. And goes over the top, and then they interfered at the play of the ball. Farrell had no chance there. Bad mistake from the youngster.
Now Wigan on the roll here with Gildart.
Surprising how Wigan are just running straight. They normally run the angles. That's what they got to get back to.
Edwards, and the shout came from Mather. David Lomax took him a bit high, and Sean Edwards just had a little word and a glance to the referee, Robin Whitfield. Here now is Gildart again from a standing start, though. Good tackling.
That's a problem. The standing start. They should be charging onto this football.
This is Edwards. If anyone can turn the match, he can. And knock on. The ball jolted out of his hands in the tackle.
Wry smile from the prop forward Lomax. It was a pretty hefty tackle. And you see Edwards' little elbow in his face, just to let him know that rugby league's quite a tough game.
Well, we're enjoying this match here at Wigan. We have one more glimpse of the New Zealanders before they head for home on Sky. Leeds, New Zealand, in 2 weeks' time from Headingley.
Well, New Zealand now have to start throwing this ball around. The long ball out wide, miss a man out perhaps.
Namu managed to get that away to Rapati somehow, and Kearney carries it on. This is a great run again from Taiwa. He's got Dean Bell after him, got the ball in field to the substitute Donnelly. And Wigan, as we've said, in this second half, have got it all on to stop the Kiwis. Here comes Freeman. That's a great tackle, though, from Sam Panapa. Namu dabs the ball forward into the open space. Botika's there, and Botica just has to knee the ball over the line.
Nice little kick through from Namu. He's building in confidence too. Botica had to take that option. Couldn't see what was coming on to him behind.
Well, they say, don't they, that silence is golden, but this big crowd at Central Park, the silence at the moment is deafening. They know that Wigan are on the rack. And Sean Hoppy with the run, the man who's tried, turned it round for them in this second half, and 13,600 can't believe what they're watching here as the substitute gets the ball away to Freeman. That was a good ball from David Lomax. Hardly played the ball, he played it on the ground. Referee says play on. Another of the substitutes, Jason Lowry. Wigan having to come back and funnel back in defence and keep them out with Freeman. Freeman to Namu, good ball to Lomax. Lomax to Freeman. I think they're in here with Kearney. Just held short. Great attack though this. Man tries to plunder one from dummy half. It's the last tackle.
But what a tackle from Lydon. For all the world, the big second rower, Steve Kearney, was in for the try.
And Gary Freeman thought he was in for the try. He tried to fox the Wigan defence, but they stood up to the challenge well, and Lydon now comes up with the ball. Tense moments for Wigan.
Well, they elected to run with the ball, New Zealand, the turnover there, but they'll be thanking Lydon for that. That was a superb tackle. Look at that, coming in, ball and all, and just dragged him away, just short of the line.
So, Lydon saves Wigan with that last-ditch tackle under the posts. They've had 4 tackles now, Wigan. They've only made 30 metres. They're in possession with Betts. Kick forward, soccer skills from the man who once had trials with Manchester United, but he tipped the ball out wide, and the New Zealanders have come up with the ball. It's Taiwa who brings Mackie into it.
Well, he did well, Betts, didn't he? He takes it this way, and then look what he does. He just throws the ball away. The call, I'm sure, from the New Zealander.
And they're back in possession with Mackie. Dennis Betts, soccer skills, and then he just popped it up with the hand. We've got less than 10 to go. 1 point in it. The Kiwis in possession with Lomax. David Lomax gives it to Jason Lowry. He finds Jason Williams. A match that Wigan had in their pocket is suddenly slipping away from them. Freeman to Namu, to Rapati, to Taiwa. Good tackling. Jason Robinson's tackle had to be good, and was. Namu, they're attacking down that left-hand side with Namu. He's so close. Tremendous showing here from the New Zealanders against the English champions.
Oh, good call from Namu there. Freeman knew he was coming on the blind side. He tried to reach out. It was on the last. What great scrambling defence from Wigan.
And what great defence now from New Zealand. The impressive thing about them is they surrender possession eventually on the Wigan try line, and then up to now they've managed to keep them penned back in their own half of the field.
They've got to be careful though, the Kiwis. They've got to drop a sweeper. They nearly got caught out there with Betts kicking the ball through, and that will have to be played perhaps by another player. Pretty strong tackle from Jason Mackie.
Referee Whitfield wants Botica to play the ball himself.
Well, it's got to go to another player. If he's injured, take it away and play it away 10 metres out of the charge.
I think Ivor Rapati thought that the referee had given him possession then, but he hasn't. Dermot finds Edwards. The chip over the top from Edwards. Bounces perfectly. Oh, he just couldn't hang on. And Jason Williams tackled him.
Well, I can't believe that the experience there of Gary Freeman. I said that it was open. There was no sweeper, and it nearly paid off for him. He's an excellent player, isn't he, Edwards? He read it well. Just couldn't get it, though. And they're having a little bit of a tussle in the back.
Freeman and Edwards squaring up to each other. No love lost there between those two. But this is a heck of a game. 18-17, Wigan ahead, but only just. The Kiwis coming forward with Kearney. They're back in the danger zone now with Lomax. Lomax has had a wow of a game at Central Park.
I think he's played his way into the test side.
Last tackle, Dwayne Mann thought about a drop goal. Freeman with the outside of the boot. Robinson's there. Robinson sweeps up the danger, but the New Zealanders swallow him up in the tackle.
Nice tackle from Taiwo there. But Robinson really has worked overtime. He's read the situation well on so many occasions. Dropping back, last line of defence. Oh, give me a breather, he says.
Botica to Panapa. 22 metres of ground made, 4 tackles gone. This is Gildart, and that's the last, and Wigan are still in their own half of the field. This is a great display from the Kiwis. Botica to Edwards. Edwards will kick downfield. He must feel like King Canute.
Super kick from Edwards, splitting the 2 defenders again. But they need to get the chase, and they've got it right this time.
And a feature of this match has been the fact that the Kiwis, although that ball was not played by Jason Williams, a feature has been the fact that the Kiwis have played through their 6 tackles on virtually every occasion. They've not dropped the ball, but possession now is evening up.
A real confidence boost for them going into that test at Wembley on Saturday. Great tackle there from Clark, but it continues on.
Yes, the tackle wasn't completed. This is Mann, now it's Freeman. Here's Kearney. Wigan know they've been in a battle royal here today. Mann, Namu, quick hands, and he hangs on to it. There's Rapati. He's almost through Botica. That's a great tackle. Oh, that was a try-saver from Botica. But the Kiwis keep coming forward with Freeman. Now Lomax. Freeman takes over again. Gets the ball out wide. Hoppy. He comes inside. Is he over? Referee says he is. He's given the try. Panapa argues. Hoppy says he'll have the 4, and the Wigan public go mad. But Sean Hoppy has got his second try here, and that took some scoring.
Super play. They allowed Freeman to run at the angles. He does the run around. Super play with a prop forward, Lomax. Look at him running out the angles. Connolly has to commit himself. As soon as he does that, back inside, and rightly so. One movement is away. The referee, Robin Whitfield, claiming that Panapa took him over. But the run around is superb. Look at this. Round the man of Lomax, they have to stand. Now, where's he going? Look at he runs in the arc. Connolly has to commit himself. As soon as he does it, out wide. Well, one movement. Whitfield was definitely there. Lovely long pass there by Whitfield. This should show it quite clearly. He's over, one movement. Referee Whitfield saying that there was no second movement with the arm, and that man, Sean Hoppy, the hero perhaps of the Kiwis at Central Park.
This could be a famous day for New Zealand. 21 points to 18 they lead. 5 minutes of this match to go, and this second half has belonged to New Zealand ever since the 44th minute, when Martin Hall went over for the try, converted by Botica. Wigan then had an 18-7 lead. The match looked in their pocket, but Hoppy, Taiwo and Hoppy again have turned the match dramatically in the Kiwis' favour. Remember, 23 years since the New Zealanders have won on a tour match here at Central Park, and 23 years since they have won a test series in this country. Omens perhaps for Malcolm Reilly and Great Britain to think about over the next 6 days. Important kick this. And the youngster who's been getting rave reviews in Australia, not only with his open play, but also with his kicking, misses another.
You can see Freeman is committed. Connolly, look, 3 for defenders there. Look how wide it goes. And that, I'm afraid, is the reason why. He did well, did Panapa, to try to get across, but it was all one movement, according to the referee, Robin Whitfield. Read it in the papers. The Kiwis are leading 21 points to 18. 3 minutes to go.
This match has been slipping away from Wigan over the past half hour. Slipping away from Wigan because of the Kiwis' excellent play. And the New Zealand bench apparently screaming downstairs, Steve-O, to simply play out the tackles and play out the next 5 minutes. They know how important this win will be as they head for the Test series.
It's a great morale booster for them, but I'm sure that Wigan will be ruining the fact that they had control of this game. A try just before half-time and one soon after the restart that really did take him into a commanding lead, and then it was just one missed tackle. The kick downfield, and then that interception, and it was all over.
Robinson is content to police that ball dead. Taiwo was right behind him, and they will tap and take the tap quickly from the 20-metre mark, and Bell runs into a brick wall that was built by Lomax and Mann. They must surely form that Kiwi front row for Wembley, those two of them anyway.
They're playing their hearts out, aren't they? We haven't seen much of the stars of Dean Bell and Gary Connolly. They've defended very well.
Here comes Clark, though, for Wigan. They're trying to rescue this match in the last minute. The difference is just 3 points. But the New Zealanders don't look in the mood to let this victory go. Botica, we need a flash of inspiration from someone. Can Connolly provide it? Not this time.
Will it take a special individual one from Edwards? The kick over the top, perhaps.
Botica just dinks it up, chases after it himself, but it's wheeled in lovely by David Lomax. Half a minute of normal time remaining. Hoppy, the two-try hero for the Kiwis. The New Zealanders ahead by 3 points, 21 to 18.
There you can see Gary Freeman marshalling in his troops, saying just take it nice and steady, going into dummy half to make sure that that's what they do.
Kearney with the...
Oh, that's a high one from Betts. And Kearney has a few words to say. That's a swinger. Fortunately, it was the open palm, not the clenched fist.
See you at Wembley, says Dennis Betts to Stephen Kearney.
Few words were spoken.
And a few extra minutes. I would have normally said seconds as regards a goal kicker, but a few extra minutes, I think, because Namu says he's going to have a shot at goal here, and he takes an eternity. So Namu then with this important penalty that will clinch the win for New Zealand. So Namu content to simply let the clock tick away. We're deep into stoppage time now. Namu with his important kick. Misses. Now it's all a question now of how long the timekeepers will add on, but 3 points is the gap, and the New Zealanders are going to get the ball back from this dropout on the 20-metre zone. It's a short one, and it just bounces into touch. Joe Lydon was the man who took the kick, taking it short to try and bring his own men onto it, Steve-O.
Yeah, well, he's trying to get Sam Panapa to come charging through, perhaps. Always thinking is Joe Lydon, but I'm sure that he feels now that it's a lost cause with New Zealand winning this scrum. Freeman will just go down. Bisetti won out football from here on in from the Kiwis, that's for sure.
And no rush, of course. Hoppy from dummy half takes the tackle. Mather and Farrell. In at dummy half has gone Jason Donnelly.
They're the right tactics, though. Nothing fancy. They know they've got this game, and this really will be a great boost for them to go up to Wembley.
Rapati, where's the Wigan tacklers? They're melting away. Rapati on the run. In the end, the tackle came in from Martin Dermott. And here's Mackie. So close, Mackie is another try. He's in, and that's it. That's the victory for the Kiwis. A famous day for the tourists here in Wigan. Mackie just adds insult to injury with that try. Wigan's defence was nowhere.
You said it. It really was just walking back. You could see Dermott there who'd done the tackle. He's limping. All came about from a quick play. The ball, there you can see it. Men walking backwards. Dermott not facing the man. Takes full advantage, does the lock forward. Jason Mackie. Look at him go there. You can't afford to turn your back. You pay the price, and the price at this occasion is 4 points and the game. That seals it.
Jason Mackie was man of the match in Swansea against Wales. He scored the first try of the tour, and that will be the last of the tour so far. And this is a great win for New Zealand at Central Park, the home of the champions. Wigan unbeaten here since January.
And I wonder, Eddie, has this youngster played well enough today to clinch his test spot against Great Britain? A big question that's going to be asked upon their coach, Howie Tamati.
Well, you notice the terracing in the background is starting to empty as the Wigan supporters head for home. They know their team has been well beaten today. Well, Namu might have played himself into the test team with general play, but his kicking not been so clever. That's 1 from 5, but it's no matter. New Zealand have won a famous victory here, and an important victory too, with the test match in mind just 6 days away. 2 tries from Sean Hoppy. His just after Wigan took a stranglehold on the game after 4 minutes of this second half, turned the match back in New Zealand's favour. And New Zealand, who haven't won here for 23 years, will be celebrating tonight, but not too many drinks. There's a big and important match due on Saturday.